Beautiful sunrise. Ocean City, New Jersey. I'm trying to get some kingfish. It's about 6:15 right now. Should have got up a little earlier, but should still be able to get some fish. See, we got pretty good surf crashing in. It's pretty much what it always looks like here. Water's churned up. Visibility, you know, with using heavy line in your rig really isn't an issue here usually. Always good rollers coming in, 95% of the time anyway. But there's been a ton of kingfish around, so I'm going to show you my rig. I'm going to talk about how I approach this, how I try and fish it when there's heavy waves crashing in like this. I mean, it's not terrible, but you know, you got 2-3 footers rolling in, so talk about how to deal with that. Hopefully catch some fish. This tide should be coming back in right now. I think high tide is around like 10 o'clock. Water's going to be a little churned up, but that's good because these kingfish in these spots, they're up in this surf. They don't have to be way out. They're right up in here. That's one thing I've learned, because all those little sand fleas and whatever else that's getting churned up by these waves, they're in here feeding on them. So they're just looking for little bits of food in here in this surf. I'm going to be using small pieces of bloodworm. A lot of people use fish bites. You could catch your own little sand fleas here and use them for the kingfish too. Alright, so the first thing I want to say is you do not need a giant as surf rod to do this. This is just a 7-foot medium heavy, fast action. This is actually one of the same rods that I use for salmon off the pier. It's got a 4000 series Sedona on there, 20-pound Suffix 832 braid. I do definitely recommend braid for this because I'm going to be able to feel my sinker bouncing along the bottom as the current's pushing it down the beach. And when those fish bite it, it's going to feel different. I'm going to be able to feel it really easily on the braid. On mono with all that stretch, not so much. So I definitely recommend braid for this. Then I just have a barrel swivel, and it's just a simple high-low rig that I tie myself. This is 20-pound mono. You can use anywhere from 20 to 30. I don't go real heavy line for these fish. Like I said, the water's churned up. Doesn't really matter, but I am using really small sharp hooks. And with hooks this small, I think these are number 8 Berkeley slick set hooks. With hooks this small, you can't tie them on with anything much bigger than 20. So keep that in mind. You do want really small hooks. Usually the hooks you'll find in the bait shop are way too big for these kingfish and spots. I don't know what it is with like pre-tied ocean rigs, but it seems like the hooks are always way too big. So small hooks, these fish have small mouths, it's going to greatly increase your hookup ratio. I just tied a simple high-low with some dropper loops, cut one end, tied a hook on. I have a 2-ounce pyramid sinker. That's one thing I've learned over the years too. You don't want to fight this current that's out here. You want to work with it. So you don't want to use a giant sinker to try and hold it in place when you have surf crashing in like this. Just let it bounce around like all the other stuff that's floating around out there. And there's actually depressions and bars and holes and things out there, and it will settle. You'll feel it settle into certain areas, and those are going to be the areas where the fish are too. So just let it bounce. You know, you'll feel it bounce along those sand ridges. You'll get into a little depression, boom, you'll get a bite, hopefully. So again, just small little pieces of bloodworm. Don't need much more than that. Bloodworms are expensive. I paid 18 bucks, I think, for a dozen, and they're not even big bloodworms, but they've been working good. So I'm gonna walk out a little bit, just throw it out there as far as I can. You don't have to get crazy with it because you don't want to cast your bloodworms off. And like I said, you don't have to get out past the breakers. The fish are going to be right in here. So we're just work it down through. The way the waves are coming in should push my rig towards the sun. I can feel that rig bouncing along a little bit, then it'll settle, then it'll bounce. Just keeping my rod high because you want to keep your line out of the water as much as possible. Current isn't running as strong as it was yesterday, so this 2-ounce sinker isn't bouncing as much. There, it's bouncing. If it stays in one spot for a long time, I'll just kind of lift my rod. Whoa, that was a good bite. I got him. I think I got him. Yeah, he's on there. That was a good bite, man. Doesn't feel like a big fish though. Oh, now he's digging a little bit. Sometimes the kingfish will run in, then they'll start fighting when they get right on the beach here. Yeah. Kingfish. First kingfish. All right, we got our bloodworm back too, so. All right, so there's our first kingfish of the morning. Add him to the pile. What I do with these is I fillet them because they're delicious, and I fillet them and then I use the carcass for crab bait when we go crabbing. So using the whole fish, but get a mess of these. They are very good fried up. Hit another one right away there, unless he came off. No, he's still there. Fighting, it's digging a little bit. Come on, be a kingfish, baby. Be a kingfish. Kingfish, let's go. That was like instant. I mean, that's a small one, but I didn't cast out as far either. It's like hit the bottom, bounced a couple times, and he was on it. See how small their mouths are. That's why you need those tiny little hooks. It really makes a huge difference. It took me a little bit to figure that out, but I really love these little Berkley slick sets. I think these are number 8s, I want to say, but they're great hooks. Did another one right away on the short cast. Oh man, it's gotta be a kingfish, man. He's digging. Unless I picked up some weeds. I might have picked up some weeds too. What do we got? Oh, I got a crab. Oh, we had a blue crab. He came off. Blue crab and a nice kingfish. That tiny little mouth. That little number 8 hook nailed him. Alright, that was 2 quick kingfish in a row on the short cast. Sun's getting a little higher. Gonna try the short cast again. Could probably catch them all day today, but this beach is gonna totally fill up with swimmers today, I think. So here in Ocean City, there's like designated swim areas and then areas where you can do whatever you want. So you can't fish all day, but when everything just like loads up with swimmers, it's just a pain in the butt. So I usually try and keep it to like sunrise and sunset mostly. Hey buddy, what's up? Oh my gosh. Yes, it's good to see you too. Did you come to go fishing with me? Well, next morning, out there fishing again. Got 3 kingfish in so far. I just caught a hog. Probably the biggest kingfish I've ever caught. I'll show you that one in a second when we go back to the cooler. But we got a hurricane coming up the coast. It's just gonna be mostly rain and a little bit of wind for us here in Jersey, but we got cold water on shore. That's why it's so foggy like this. But the kingfish are still here. supposed to be cloudy and rainy for the next couple days. This hurricane comes through, which is actually good for fishing. I doubt there'll be very many people on the beach, so it's gonna end up being a compilation video. Oh man, one hit it right away there. Oh yeah, he's on. Man, this feels like another good one. It's like a bunch of hogs moved in. I'm still working off that same package of bloodworms, although I'm probably gonna have to reload today. Yeah, man. Just a regular, but right species. Last one I caught was like twice that size, probably. Okay. This guy in the cooler. Look at this guy. That's the last one I caught right there. That's a tank. That's the one I just caught. That was my last one. That's a beast. So I got 4 in there, including Big Mama here. Right now it's like I cast out, get a few bounces, and boom, one's on it. So the bloodworms ended up being a good value actually, because I mean 18 bucks seems a little steep, but I'll bet you I've probably caught 30 fish or something on those, that dozen bloodworms so far. Getting low though, we're gonna restock today. You gotta watch these seagulls too, man. Especially those big boys over there. They'll get right over there and get your fish, so always keep them zipped up in a cooler or something. Another bite. That was kind of a cool bite. It actually, I just felt my line go slack, so it probably grabbed it and ran towards the beach with it. But feels like another good one. Yeah. Another nice fish there. Really nice sized kingfish. Popped off that hook. I have another one. A little smaller one, but still not bad. I cooked a bunch of these up yesterday too, and they were awesome. Still a little seasoned flour. Fried them in oil, real simple, and they were fantastic. Everybody loved them. So you guys probably don't want to sit here and watch me catch kingfish all day, so I'll probably cut the video off here. See, I got a nice cooler going. I'm gonna keep fishing another hour or so. I don't know if the beach is gonna get busy today or not. Maybe not with this weather, but might be able to fish all day if you wanted to. Anyway, hit me up in comments, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you next video.